Vayner Nation, how are you? If you've been paying attention to me in any shape or form over the last 9 months, you know how much I am deep into NFT land. Listen to me. You are the furthest thing from late. 98% of the world doesn't even know what it is. 99% of the world has not participated. This is just starting.
In March, Mike Winkelmann, professionally known as Beeple, has been catapulted to the list of the top 3 most valuable living artists when the NFT for his digital art piece, Every Days, the first 5,000 days, sold for $69 million. In April, the NFT of one of the most coveted moments minted by NBA Top Shot was sold at auction for nearly $400,000. The moment, a highlight of LeBron James dunking on a fast break with a finishing move reminiscent of the late Kobe Bryant, who had died less than a month earlier, was secured for $387,600 through Heritage Auctions. At the end of June, the NFT of the original code used to create the World Wide Web was sold for $5.4 million. Another Sotheby's June auction sold the NFT of CryptoPunk 7523 for almost $11.8 million. CryptoPunk 7523 is one of 9 alien CryptoPunks created by Larva Labs in 2017. But 7523 is the only one that wears a medical mask, which has served as a symbol amid the ongoing COVID-19 pandemic. So how is an NBA moment, a CryptoPunk, a digital art piece raking in so much money? NFTs, non-fungible token. NFTs are unique, cannot be replaced by anything else. For example, a Bitcoin is fungible. Trade one for another Bitcoin and you'll have exactly the same thing. A one-of-a-kind trading card, however, is non-fungible. CryptoPunk 7523 is unique, non-fungible. NBA Top Shot moment is unique, non-fungible. Beeple's Every Days, the first 5,000 days is unique, non-fungible. Yes, NFTs are one-of-a-kind assets in the digital world that can be bought and sold like any other piece of property, but which have no tangible form of their own. The digital tokens can be thought of as certificates of ownership for virtual or physical assets. Now, how do NFTs work? Let's take, for example, traditional art pieces like paintings. They are valuable as they're one-of-a-kind. Digital files, however, can be easily duplicated. That is when NFTs come into play. With NFTs, artwork can be tokenized to create a digital certificate of ownership that can be bought and sold. As with cryptocurrency, this record of who owns the NFT is stored on a shared ledger known as the blockchain. The records cannot be forged because the ledger is maintained by thousands of computers around the world. NFTs can also maintain smart contracts that may give the artist, for example, a cut of any future sale of the token. This definitely forges a new form of digital ownership, which is changing ways and signifying a major cultural shift and providing a great way of yielding massive returns. One of its loudest advocates is Gary Vee. In today's video, we feature an interview Gary Vee did with co-founder of Crypto Strikers Gianni Settino as they discuss where NFT started, their NFT experience, and their forecast of the projects that will make you tons of money. Watch till the end of the video to know whether or not it's too late to jump on the NFT bandwagon.
Vayner Nation, how are you? If you've been paying attention to me in any shape or form over the last 9 months, you know how much I am deep into NFT land. One of the things that has really caught my attention over the last 4 to 5 weeks is the thought of, wait a minute, there's 50 to 100 to 200 of these great projects coming out a day now, which is causing a supply and demand issue. And one of my great fears is that people are day trading and really kind of using NFTs as an investment tool, which is great. And I love that stuff. And I'm a businessman, but I do worry about oversupply versus demand, even though I think demand is exploding by the day and people are getting in, buying their Ethereum and other currencies to buy some of these NFTs. I am concerned by the sheer speed of the amount of projects that are out there. And so I've been doing a lot more archaeology work, as my brother AJ calls it. I've been looking back to the olden days of NFTs, which takes me way back to the year 2017 and 2018, when some of these projects started hitting the scene. I discovered this incredible project, Crypto Strikers, that I was really fascinated by. On OpenSea, they're called Wrapped Strikers. We'll go into that in a minute. And now I do the kind of homework where I reach out to the individuals behind it, and that is how I met my guest on today's podcast. And I asked Gianni to get on the show, mainly to talk about 2017-18 NFT land, because as you know, if you're listening, I think history tells you the future, and I think there's a lot to glean from the people that launched projects in 2017 and 18. And so I thought this would be a great opportunity for a lot of you to learn about that era. Even though it's 5 minutes ago, it's a billion years ago. CryptoKitties was probably the thing they heard.
Yeah, and that was, only a couple thousand people using it, but it was like the first kind of mainstream success. And like, I think it would have been really tough to extrapolate seeing NFTs then to where they are now, because that project had like a little 1 month peak, a couple thousand people using it, but it never fully crossed and captured the public's imagination like NFT projects did today. So, punks, they were giving them out for free. Like, you never would have known that punks, the floor would be whatever the floor is today. It's like some crazy stuff. So I'm kicking myself too. I saw the CryptoPunks website when they were just free and you can claim your punk. And, now it's like, that was a pretty expensive mistake looking back. But yeah, now that was, so I saw CryptoKitties and I figured like, all right, I'm an engineer. I kind of want to build something. I come from a sports background, played sports my whole life. The logical kind of step also, given that it was a World Cup year that year, was making sports cards in the blockchain. So like the Panini sticker equivalent to, having your Panini book and collecting stickers. It's like, all right, how do we use this kind of new NFT concept? And have these cards on the blockchain where you can buy packs, trade them with people, sell them on a marketplace. And that was kind of the impetus for Crypto Strikers.
Why did the NFT thing not gradually grow? Why did it kind of die off and then resurrect? Like what's your observation of 2019 or 2020, or did they not die off and they did gradually grow? Like, what's your perception on that?
It fully died off. Like we tried to raise money off the back of Crypto Strikers. Like, look, we had this thing, we ran it, had a bit of success, and like investors just didn't really care. And like, OpenSea was around, Super Rare was around, and like I really respect those guys because they just grinded it out for 2 years in a full-blown bear market where like no one cared about NFTs. But I don't know. Like honestly, the UX was really bad back then. It's still kind of bad for the average person to come in and like
it's still hard.
I thought the what would trigger mass adoption of NFTs would be like the UX gets 10x better, and it hasn't. So I don't know what's changed, why NFTs like resonate more today than they did 2 years ago. I don't know if it's the pandemic, people stuck at home, people looking for kind of ways to speculate on things. But for some reason, people just, love the NFTs today and like they didn't love them 2 years ago. But it's hard for me to put a finger on what changed.
All of a sudden, this, NBA Top Shot hits in the fall of 2020. Punks starts having things happen in March of 2020, then June of 2020, then the fall of 2020. And then shit gets completely batshit crazy in early 2021. You got characters like me and Cuban on CNBC. You got Beeple selling for $69 million. Top Shot punks go to this. And now we're in full-fledged hysteria 9 months in. When did it register for you that this thing that I was so prominently involved in is coming back?
Pretty early. So I mean, I left the space in the sense that like my day project, what I work on for my day job, is not crypto related, but I'm still like super close and following the space. A lot of my friends still work in crypto, so I was like well aware of what was happening in NFTs. I was one of the early, probably first 100 users in Top Shot. I was in their beta, so seeing all this, and then January, February 2021, you see NFTs going crazy. You're like, man, I had an NFT project 3 years ago. How do we start bring this back? Like, how do I not miss this wave? So I was on vacation with my girlfriend. I wrote the wrapper contract just to get the cards working with the new exchanges.
What about for you as a collector today? What projects are you into, if any?
I mean, I'm kicking myself. I saw the Bored Ape contract when only 64 apes had been minted, and I could have just gone and then minted a ton. I sent it to some friends. I'm like, I don't think this is going to sell out. And next thing I know, it's sold out. So I missed out on apes. I'm probably going to buy a punk soon. I think you have to own a punk. That's probably the one that's going to hold the value
Yeah,
most long term.
it's funny you say that. Everybody I talk to right now who feels they're late, and they're like, man, Gary, I can't buy a punk now. It's a lot of money, first of all. But the ones who can afford it, I'm like, listen to me. You are the furthest thing from late. Like 98% of the world doesn't even know what it is. 99% of the world is not participating. Like, this is just starting. And I agree with you on punks for that reason.
Yeah, I think that's the one. It'd be really stupid for me to be in NFTs to the extent that I am and not own a punk. So I got to figure that out and buy one pretty soon before the floor
I think you should.
goes up another 10%.
Yeah, I think exactly. But you are looking at projects constantly and things of that nature?
Yeah, I'm always like, I've been kind of looking at that ON1 project that came out the other day. I try to get in on drops just because I can code. So I try to write a bot, get in on drops, sometimes flip them, keep some of the ones I like. But I think, for long-term holds, punks, apes, those are the ones that are really going to hold value.
And very honestly, like, maybe this is probably counterproductive, but I love being honest with my audience. I'm loving this little lull. I've noticed this being a pattern. Explosion, little low. Explosion, little low. I've seen it with punks now for 9 months. I see it with Beep Friends right now. I think Beep Friends is like an interesting lull opportunity right now. But I'm enjoying this lull. I'm hoping to see how long it could go, because I'm surely not done adding to my Strikers collections.
98% of the world haven't heard about NFTs yet, quote and unquote. Both Gary Vee and Gianni Settino are definitely taking a look at NFT projects constantly and asking which will hold value long term. Did their discussion go to show how deep into NFTs they both are and their belief in its long-term potential? Have you invested in NFTs? Have you played NFT games? Let us know what you think in the comments below. We'd love to hear from you. If you like this video, do click on like and subscribe to the channel for more crypto news. Till the next video, this is Crypto Revolution.